A man from Lewisham may never be released from prison after being jailed for stabbing his pregnant girlfriend to death. He'd been released from prison after another life sentence for killing a teenager.
Nothing will bring my daughter back, but the thought that he won't be able to do this to anybody else, never be able to hurt anybody else again, justice has been served.
Our correspondent was in court to hear the sentencing. Also on the programme, we hear from residents who live on Prince Andrew Road. Some of them want the road stripped of its name. A London MP demands money earmarked for road improvements at his local council is spent on doing just that. And even the Prime Minister's got involved. And
later tonight, the skies behind me are going to be lit up with fireworks for the annual Alexandra Palace Bonfire Night Festival. Join me later to find out about some of the events taking place where you are.
The family of a man who was killed in a triple stabbing in Uxbridge on Monday afternoon say Wayne Broadhurst had a gentle heart and never shied away from helping his community. Mr Broadhurst was walking his dog when he was fatally attacked. 2 others were also injured, one seriously. 22-year-old Safi Dawood appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court yesterday, charged with murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. An art installation that was vandalised in Brixton's Windrush Square is now on display at the Home Office. The images, which were scratched and had paint thrown on them back in July, look to honour the history, legacy and contribution of the Windrush generation to British society. They've now been repaired. England and Arsenal forward Bukayo Saka made a surprise return to his former primary school.
Hello.
The unannounced visit at Edward Betham Primary School in Greenford left the class speechless as the Year 3 pupils were halfway through giving a presentation on role models. He spoke with children about the importance of positive influences and the lessons he learned while growing up.
I must say it was very beautiful, very nice, very touching for me, so I've really enjoyed it, and yeah, it's been a nice experience. I've come back to the school a few times to do a few different things, a few different projects, but this is probably my favourite.
the Metropolitan Police says it'll be increasing its use of live facial recognition technology. It comes as the force said nobody who was incorrectly identified was arrested in the past year, but 80% of the people wrongly identified were black. A road flooded in Kentish Town today after an 18-inch water main burst between Leighton Road and Kentish Town High Street. It affected the basements of a medical centre and 10 homes. Thames Water say most homes are now reconnected. A section of the Thames Path which collapsed near Kew Gardens last year is to reopen following delayed repairs. The public haven't been able to use part of the walking and cycling route between Richmond Lock and Kew Gardens since it collapsed. It'll reopen next weekend. And lots more stories, latest updates as usual on your local BBC websites. Now, it's unusual for a problem about potholes to go all the way to Parliament. But that's what's happened in Bexley, with a local Labour MP saying he's visited every road in his constituency and he says he's reported every pothole he found. Daniel Francis says he did it to ensure the Conservative-controlled council was spending its money for repairing roads. And that's led to the Prime Minister also getting involved, as our political reporter Susana Mendonça can tell us.
Beware the things that go bump in the night and in the day when you're driving or riding over them.
Now I need to come off a motorbike, so I actually stopped riding my motorbike.
Because of potholes?
Because of potholes.
They're an inconvenience, very costly. We pay all our money for road tax, so, you know, where's the money being spent?
You wouldn't mind if it only took a month or two, but some of these holes have been there for the best part of a year or more.
Yes, potholes are a nightmare for road users, and a row's been brewing in Bexley over whether the council has been fixing enough of them after the local Labour MP raised it in Parliament.
I visited every road across the Bexley and Crayford constituency to reporting potholes to ensure the £895,000 given by this Labour government to the Conservative Control Council in the London Borough of Bexley is spent.
My message to reinforce this is clear to the council. Use the money, fix the roads, show how you're carrying out repairs, or lose the money.
That threat hasn't gone down well with Bexley's Conservative leadership. They took us to Sidcup, where the council's in the process of resurfacing the high street. They insist they've been fixing around 2,500 potholes a year here and have accused the local MP of misinformation.
There is absolutely no justification for the government taking the money away. Bexley has a good record of spending the money it's given and looking after its roads, and the report that will be submitted to the government today will make that crystal clear.
Armed with a tool he made himself to measure potholes, the local MP showed us one of the worst offenders in his constituency. He rejects the Conservatives' claim that he's playing politics and putting pothole funding at risk.
The only people putting this money at risk is Bexley's Conservative councillors, because they're not spending the money. The conditions for every council are spend the money and you don't have to return it. Instead of spending all their energy writing letters about me to the newspaper, writing to the Prime Minister, spend that energy on filling these potholes and then you won't have to return a penny.
Potholes have long been political because voters can see them and literally feel them. And we have local elections fast approaching here in London, so for the government, talking tough on potholes gives them the opportunity to put across that narrative they've been pushing, that they're fixing a broken Britain. And for the Conservatives here in Bexley, they know that they've got a tough fight on their hands to hold on to this council next year, with threats from the right as well as from the left. And so they want to be seen to be talking about the issues and dealing with the issues that matter to local voters. The Department for Transport said it will decide whether Bexley gets the last 25% of its pothole funding after today's Halloween deadline for reporting its progress. Susanna Mendonça, BBC London.
Yeah, good luck to them. Now, lots of firework displays this weekend ahead of Bonfire Night on Wednesday. Among the country's biggest is at Alexandra Palace. It's a tradition going back generations, although now, as well as fireworks, there's a drone show too. It's always a great atmosphere there, and this afternoon, Lakshmi Gopal went.
Here at Alexandra Palace, the Bonfire Night fireworks have a proud tradition because they've been going on for a century and a half and continue today at a time when many public displays have been cancelled due to squeezed budgets. In a moment, I'll tell you about some of the firework events happening around London. But first, let me take you behind the scenes for a sneak peek at preparations ahead of this evening's event here. Skies around Alexandra Palace will be lit up with a spectacular fireworks display tonight, a celebration taking place here since the Victorian age. This is a snapshot of a display at the turn of the century before last, in 1900. This event poster of theirs dates even further back to 1888.
We've been doing fireworks for 150 years at Alexandra Palace. Part of our opening ceremony in 1873 there was fireworks, and we've been doing it November the 5th ever since. It's in the DNA of the building, it's in the DNA of the local area. Everybody around Haringey and this part of Alexandra Palace, they have fireworks parties on fireworks night, and there people come here in their thousands to celebrate Bonfire Night. So it's part of what we do.
Firework displays have dwindled in recent years because of financial constraints. How do you keep it going?
We reinvent ourselves. We do amazing things. We don't just do the fireworks display, we do the drones. Last year we brought drones in. They're a fantastic addition to the display. This year's going to be bigger and better than ever.
But how do you keep that funding that's needed?
People pay to come to the event, and it becomes a revenue generator for Alexandra Palace. And as we're a charity, that's an important part of our financial model, to have events like this to help keep the palace running for the people.
While tickets might be a tad more than the bargain of 50 pence back in the 1980s, the offering has continued to grow beyond pyrotechnics, with this year including bands, DJs, a large beer festival, a fun fair, ice skating, ghost tours and food and drink stalls. That's a lot of ice cubes needed. Although putting on such events comes with a big cost, it's argued it helps the local economy. While harder to quantify for the many local bonfire events, City Hall says the London New Year's Eve fireworks event returns £5 for every £1 spent. Back at Ali Pali, the prepping and setting up ramps up ahead of tens of thousands of people expected to attend on each night of the two-day festival. So those are the preparations ahead of the event taking place tonight at Alexandra Palace and tomorrow as well, with tickets £18 for adults and cheaper for children. But let's have a look now at some of the other events taking place across the area, starting with tomorrow, the 1st of November, when Blackheath fireworks will return for the first time since 2018. Financial constraints had meant it had been cancelled, but Lewisham Council announced just a few months ago that they were partnering with an events company to be able to make sure that they were on again this year. And then on Sunday, the 2nd of November, Richmond's annual fireworks are back. They take place at Richmond Athletic Ground. There's a fun fair and food and drink stalls as well. And then on the night itself, on the 5th of November, there is an event at Morden Park. There are actually 2 firework displays that night, with an earlier one for younger families. And then next week, on the 7th of November, there's an event at Totteridge Millhillians Cricket Club, where, as well as bonfire and fireworks, they also have bars, bands and fire pits. And then on the 8th of November at Byron Park, Harrow and Ruislip fireworks are taking place, where the 2 different events are combining into one for the first time this year. And there are plenty of other events taking place. Just go online to find out more near where you are, and remember to buy tickets in advance if you need to, and enjoy the view.
Yeah, Lakshman Gopal with that roundup there, and public firework displays are always by far and away the best places to go and see fireworks.